keep telling you I don't speak dog. Hello. I thought, well, I've been asked by a few people if I would do something on designing for small spaces. We are very lucky here. We've got quite a big garden, but we moved here from London and a small garden, and before that we were in Jane's flat, weren't we, Jane?
We were.
With a balcony. So we know what it's like to garden in smaller spaces. And I think what makes a smaller space work, and the reason I'm sitting here is, even in a big garden, you know, it's comprised of, or should be, a garden that works, I think, is comprised of human-sized spaces, areas that you feel comfortable in. And in this case, this is a sort of east-facing little area where we sometimes come and have breakfast, and it's nice to look down the valley and look at the view. And obviously the sunrise is over there, so it's a lovely spot. And it's a mixture of planting that was here that we've modified and some new stuff that we've come in. Come here, Jane, come hither. Have a look at this. So I've just done a little sketch which shows how it all works. So there's a border here, which is that bit there, which we kind of changed the shape of. It's a little bit of a holding bed and it still needs a bit of sorting out. Then here's this paved area where I'm sitting at the moment with a table and chairs. And then there's the summer house that was already here is behind me, which is at a kind of funny angle, and we kind of thought about taking it down, and in the end we decided we wanted to keep it. There's a summer house. It's got this weird bit here.
Is that my pencil? My favourite one.
Yeah, yep.
Don't make it any shorter.
Well, it's going to be a bit shorter by the time I'm finished. And you can see, hopefully, that it's a series of squares. There's a square there with that beautiful Amelanchier in it, a square of lavender here, a square of paving, and then a path coming into the space here, and the border here, which actually goes back a bit further.
On that path,
Yes.
What's that you've drawn on it? There's some paving.
Yes, which is, yeah, all right.
Just the one paving slab
Oh, God.
so far.
Jane, I keep telling you, the garden that is finished is dead,
Yeah.
right? So, come on. So, the other thing that I think makes this work and makes this work for a small space, first of all, is the interaction between the planting and the hard landscaping. So, these Buxus balls, they were here. Well, that one was here, but it wasn't a ball, it was just kind of loose shape. So I planted an extra two here and have clipped them loosely into this cloud. This is another one that was kind of rescued from another part of the garden, brought into here. That softens up all the sort of square stuff that's going on. But the other important thing is, don't be afraid of using a bit of height and structure. So Amelanchier lamarckii, which is, you know, a well-known and well-used plant for smaller gardens, it sort of bridges the space between tree and shrub, gets to 4-ish meters, but maybe 5 at an absolute push. And the other thing to be aware of is these level changes, because again, this makes it interesting. Level change for the bed, it's slightly raised. The unfinished path, you step down one little step into this paved
Oh,
seating
Paco's
area.
looking very handsome.
Oh, he is looking handsome. Hello, Paco. Hello, mate. And then this simple square of lavender that was planted last summer, and that will fill out, and eventually there's going to be another path that will go off down here and down to the studio, which is down at the end of the garden. So I think what I tend to try and do with smaller spaces is just think about how you're going to use them, think about being a human-sized space. Don't be afraid of using structure, don't be afraid of using a bit of height. You could take this design and you could put it into the smallest courtyard garden and it would work as a piece of design. Hope that's been useful. I'm going to do a few more of these, try and talk about other sort of funny spaces, smaller spaces, you know, places where you put the bins, for example, to hopefully give you a little bit of inspiration as to how you might look at those in your own garden. And in the meantime, obviously I've got a bit of spare time on my hands, so I will be finishing this path, Jane.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks, Steve.
Thanks. Toodle pip.